right, Joe. Well, first, just talk about that catch Mark Thrash made in the end zone. That play developed kind of slowly, did a little pump fake. Talk about how it developed and what you saw on that diving catch.
We had a high-low concept going, and I was trying to get that corner to jump up on the number one receiver, and I saw Mark had got over top, threw a ball out there, and he made a play. He's been talking about making a play, and he definitely made a great one right there.
And how much did, at the beginning of the game, you get that punt block, how much did that kind of give you guys momentum right off the bat? After last week, too, you had some special teams mistakes, but this week, kind of the opposite end.
Great. When special teams or the defense makes plays for you, that absolutely swings the momentum our way, and it makes it easy on us. We don't have to go down there and drive, but it was a good play by JB, and we were really excited about it.
Guys established the run game early this week. Does it make things a lot easier for you? I mean, it seemed like you guys were able to kind of move the ball quickly at times, especially with the run game kind of firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, absolutely. The O-line, Mark Mays and Norman Schufer all did a great job. Really, we had it in our repertoire that we were going to really try to run the ball this week, and we did a great job with that. And that obviously sets up for play-action passes, and it helped me a lot.
And this week, a big win, rebound in a strong way. Does that guy, what does that do for you as a team just to kind of put that week one out of your guys' head?
To get the first win, that helped a lot as well. But absolutely getting that week one loss out of our head was a big thing for us. And, we got to play it week by week, but we're excited that we got the first win on the board and ready to start something pretty good.
Talk about how the ground game kind of bounced back after that tough week one. Did you guys have a feeling this was going to you could break out early, this was going to be a focus? I know Coach talked about that during the week. Just talk about kind of preparation going into this week with the running game.
Yes, absolutely. That was something that he said that we were going to do, and we were able to execute it. Starting out with the offensive linemen, the holes were there just like we saw all week in practice. So, we just was able to hit them and make big plays all day.
Talk about that touchdown run you had, one of the longer plays that you guys had today. Kind of bounced around a little bit. Talk about what you saw on the field on that play.
I just got the ball and I saw a huge opening. I was like, I got to hit it and make a move, and I was able to score and make a big play. It felt good. It was a blessing.
Well, you and Norman are kind of, carrying the load. You got kind of alternating a little bit. Just talk about your relationship with him, and you guys kind of feed off each other.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We have a great relationship. We know that we're gonna rotate and kind of take the load off of us being running backs. Taking pounding and everything. So we rotate and we complement each other, and we both make big plays, and that's how we feed off each other.
How are you guys different runners?
I would say, he probably makes a little more cuts, and I just try to hit it straight ahead with my speed. That's probably, one of the main big differences.
Mm-hmm. And so, do you feel a little fresher? Today you guys kind of got the early night, but, do you think you'll be fresher with kind of splitting those carries?
Right, yeah.
Going into, as the season progresses?
Yeah, and I think that's why the running back coach do that, so we can be fresh and be able to go and make big plays and, not take all that pounding, because it takes a lot from you.
Right. And the offensive line, talk about their job. I know you said they were opening up holes, but they did a really nice job. It seemed like you guys had some space out there.
Oh, yeah, they played great, and, that helps us out a lot. When they do their job, then we're able to do our job.
And the offense was firing on all cylinders. Did you have a feeling, you guys were going to have a strong game as a group today? Over 500 yards of total offense. Feel good after that to kind of have that kind of day?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Especially, after last week's game, we wanted to do that as an offense, and we were able to execute on all cylinders, and it felt great.
Mm-hmm. Talk about that big play at the beginning, the blocked punt. What'd you see on it, and how the play developed for you on the field?
All week we've been saying that we wanted to make a big play as far as defense, and I seen the gunner. He wasn't crashing down on me, so I was like, I'm going to block this, and I told Lawrence, like, yeah, I'm gonna block this, man. Come follow me, bro. So I went and blocked it, and I scooped it, and I scored. That's about it, really.
How much momentum did that give you guys right at the game? Coach said it seemed like it loosened you guys up a little bit. Do you think that kind of gave you a little bit of a spark at the beginning of the game?
Yeah, all week we noticed that we played a little stiff. The first game we were all like scared to make mistakes, and all week we just practiced on trying to keep our momentum high and our spirits high. So that first play, it really took the life out of Malone. You could see it. Like the first play was out there, and they were talking junk to us. I was like, okay, all right, we're gonna make a play on you. You know what I'm saying? But that was a big play for us, and I couldn't have did it without the rest of the people on the team really, crashing down and making plays, helping me to make the play.
The defense as a whole seemed to be flying to the quarterback and really defending that option really well. You just talk about the performance as a whole. The line really did well. I mean, you seemed to be getting to the ball quickly. Intensity was up. What would you see out there?
Like I said, we took that first loss personal. We took it upon ourselves. We was like, we didn't really perform like a Saginaw Valley defense should. So we went out there with a vengeance, kind of, sort of, and a chip on our shoulder, and we wanted to show everybody that we're here to play ball. We're ready all the time, and we could see that they weren't all that ready for us. Mm-hmm. So it was like a shark in the water with blood. So we were trying to get to the ball.
What was the key to stopping their option?
Everybody playing sound assignment football. That's about it. There's a couple times they made a couple big plays on us because we were all trying to do other people's jobs. But our coaches, they came together and told us like, y'all gotta calm down. Y'all trying to make too many big plays. Y'all gotta do your jobs, and we tightened up on that.
Well, thanks. Well, Coach, you talked about establishing the ground game, and that seemed to kind of get you guys going on offense tonight. What did you see, especially in that first half? Running game looked like it much improved from week one.
Well, as we talked about before, I think we stuck with the run game. We had opportunities to stick with it. We were in control of the game, and our offensive line was doing a great job of blocking. And we really committed to running the football and handing the ball off. And I think both running backs, proved tonight they've got some talent, and they ran the ball well, and our offensive line was physical. Our receivers did a good job of blocking. So I think that commitment that we didn't have last week because of the score of the game and us falling behind and having a battle back in the second half, the commitment to the run game really helped us.
Well, you talked about momentum last week and how some of the plays, you gave up big plays, but this week, momentum right off the bat with that blocked punt. How much did that help kind of get you guys started?
That was huge. And I told our guys in the locker room, anytime a defensive player can get that ball in the end zone, that's big. And that creates a lot of excitement on the defensive side of the ball and for the whole football team. And we needed a big play early on. I don't know if we were a little tight, but it seemed like we were. And I think, we're probably still feeling a little bit of the effects of last Thursday night and trying to get those out of our system. And I think that block kick just, it created momentum, but I think it just created a spirited feeling on the sidelines where we were just going to let it fly and play hard and just play football.
Mark Thrash's catch in the back of that end zone, left both of his feet out, arms out, held onto that football. What did you see on the play? A tremendous catch.
It was a great catch, and let's be honest. I look back to last week, and we didn't make those sensational plays last week like we were capable. And I think we proved tonight that we're capable of those plays. And obviously those guys have made those plays throughout their career. And we play to our potential. And that's the way we're capable of playing, and we've got to learn that that's the consistency we're going to need week in and week out is to make those type of plays.
Defensive line was really getting after it tonight, pressuring the quarterback, lots of hurries, even when they didn't get sacks, or tipping balls at the line. What did you see out of that group?
Really exactly. And I think their offense is a tough offense to defend because any offense that's going to run a lot of traps at you is always going to put you on your heels a little bit as a defensive tackle and a defensive end. And with the combination of the option, I thought we did a great job of playing all three phases: the trap phase, the option phase, and the pass in terms of pressure. And that's the other thing we talked about. Last week we let the Northwest Missouri quarterback feel comfortable. We didn't do that today. We got a lot of hurries and we hit the quarterback and we got after him. And I think that forced some turnovers, obviously, and it forced some bad throws, and it also enabled us to get some tackles for loss.
Now, what do you tell offense? Only played 2.5 quarters and they had over 500 yards of total offense. What do you tell the group after a performance like that? You got to be happy. Kind of puts week one way out of your guys' head, I would imagine.
It does, and I think, and I don't want to put it too much out of our heads. I want that week one thing to linger just a little bit so that we can always have a reference point to not playing to your potential. But I think today is a great reference point for what you can do when you play to your potential and you play hard and you execute with all 11 guys all on the same page.
And how tough is it? When do you have to make that decision to pull the starters? I mean,
Yeah,
it's you don't want to put them back in, I'd imagine. But what goes through your head? 4 minutes left in the third, game's out of hand a little bit. But what goes through your head as a coach? How tough is that?
Well, it's a tough decision because you don't want to lose the momentum. And we talked about it at halftime about keeping the intensity. And I thought we did. I think it's always tough when you substitute guys in and you become conservative with your play calling. You stop throwing the ball deep. You don't do the things to loosen the defense up because to be honest with you, you don't want the score to get out of hand and embarrass the opponent. That's the one thing I think you've got to be cognizant of. And we just told our guys, you're just going to have to play hard. Just going to have to play hard, play with intensity. And I thought we did a good job of meeting that challenge head on. I thought our defense was put in some tough positions because we had 2 3-and-outs with the offense, but they did a good job of stopping them a few of those times, and they got that late score, and it is what it is. But I thought we played hard throughout that whole second half of the third quarter and fourth quarter.
So that's what you want to see when you kind of bring the second string. Just keep that intensity up.
Keep the intensity and play hard.
But you want the intensity.
Yeah, and I don't think we made a lot of mistakes. The execution maybe wasn't as good as it should have been or could have been, and those are the things those guys have to learn, and that's why it's great to get them a little bit of experience. Now there's some teachable moments for that second group as well as to point out the things that they did well.
And the redshirt freshman, Alfonso, I don't want to butcher his last name, but had some nice plays and showed some different things. You guys have a lot of good receivers, and he's probably not at the top of that list of teams we're looking at, but he's got some speed. Talk about him kind of getting in the game, had some nice receptions in that touchdown.
He did, he had a big play on our first touchdown drive, which would have been the second touchdown of the game. There was a 4th and 3 where he came up with a big catch in that, and it wasn't an easy catch. It was over the middle. He had to reach up for it. He did a great job of blocking tonight, and then that catch he made was was an over-the-shoulder type of catch. It was an awesome catch, and John put it out there for him, and he went and got the football. But he had a good game last week. He made some plays in the kicking game last week and played hard, and he's a good football player as a redshirt freshman. Voltaggio.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to remember that. Well, thanks, Coach.
Yeah.